Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another awesome episode of Ask the Culpeppers.
And we are still the Culpeppers. Has not changed.
Last I checked.
Has not changed.
Last I checked.
We always want to remind you that we are not licensed counselors or attorneys. We're not here offering any legal or professional advice. We are just a loving couple with children of our own, a relatively amazingly happy home, and we're just sharing a little bit about what we've experienced. And we know that most often in life where you get the greatest wisdom is out of either your personal experience or sometimes the experiences of others, even if it's examples of what not to do. And so we're just here to share a little bit about what to do and maybe what not to do as you live your lives and we live ours.
That's right. So,
do you want to talk about how to send in questions and following us? Like,
yeah,
that's your
the
part.
information's all on the screen.
It's
early.
early.
I figure if I put the information on the screen, it's probably less verbal information we can get out. We can get right down to the meat.
You just
Just
forgot.
put that up there.
I just forgot.
No, mama.
That's
no.
okay. That's
So put the information on the screen. Like and share this video. You know, if it touches you, share it with a friend, because there's a lot of people dealing with these same issues that we deal with on paper. A lot of people are dealing with the same issue. So you never know. We'll just share it with a friend.
All right, so we're going to dive right in because Mr. Culpepper is ready to get to it this morning. So the question is, Dear Culpeppers, my son is obsessed with video games. I know a lot of parents let it slide, but I want my child to get outside and be with friends and enjoy himself. He is 11, and I think his social skills could be better. I blame the games. Any advice to get rid of the games for good? Blaming the games in New Jersey.
That's interesting. When it comes to video games, I mean, the age that we live in now is video games everywhere.
It's very prevalent.
Versus when I was coming up, I think the first game system I was exposed to was Atari, with the one joystick and with the one button, and and we really didn't play it a whole lot because really, truthfully, we couldn't afford it until later on in life, and so video games was, in my upbringing, was in a sense almost non-existent until I got around middle school, high school.
Yeah.
But in this age that we live in now, with the age of technology, with things moving so fast, all of these items are created, for a good cause, but can be abused. And you're right, they can be very much so addicting.
Definitely.
And obsessed with the kids, because the way that they're designed, these people are very smart that design them, and the way that they cause you to want more, whether it be an adult or whether it be a child. And obviously children are more prone to it, to being hooked on video games. Well, that may not be a good statement. That may not be a good statement, because we had a question before about,
and it was a dad.
It was about a dad.
It was a father who was
computer games,
almost like addicted to computer games. And so I think it knows no age now.
Yeah, right. There is no age. But however, we have children as well, and we have a game system in the house.
We do.
And what we've strived to do is to limit their time, both on the video game and on the phone. And we've practiced this for some while now, and it's become a habit. They play the video games, but it's not all the time. I think we deal more with the cell phone because of our older two kids than we do video games.
Yeah.
But what we done was we set limits on it.
Sure.
And we connected it with chores, and connected it with grades, connected it with behavior, in the way that they earn time on these devices.
Exactly.
And we put limits on them. It was.
And for us, we'll say, you have this many minutes you can be on the device, and then for every 1 hour you're on your device, you need to be outside 1 hour. You need to be doing something else 1 hour. And that's also something that our kids now, as they go into adulthood. So DJ is going to be 17. Christine turns 15 on Friday, which I'm super excited about. So as they're entering into adulthood, I'm teaching them to do that for themselves. So like, even for me personally, if I run and work out today, then at lunch I may feel like I could have a little more of something. Like, it's the same concept. Teaching our kids to live a life of balance, so that it's not in excess one way or the other. is important. And so the good thing about cell phones now is, and what we've been able to do with the older kids and even with Linda's iPad, is you can set limits and restrictions. And that's one of the things I love about our Apple devices is I can limit Linda to just 1 hour of social media or 1 hour of entertainment apps, and then it locks. And she's forced to go. And so she can send me a request for more time, and I may give her 15 minutes. Very rarely do I give her the 1 hour or all day, which are the other options. But really, it's really a principle of balance and really earning that time to do something you really want to do, having done something maybe that's just overall good for your health. So whether it be playing outside or working out or doing something else, you got to balance it. And so, Mom, I think you're on the right track. Another thought that I had is, like, we also didn't spend a lot of money buying new systems and buying new games.
Right.
And that's something our kids wanted. Oh, well, we want the new Xbox One and the new Element or whatever it is. Well, we never would. Like, we really taught them to appreciate the system that they had. They could get newer games during special occasions, but we also weren't running out to the video store buying new games all the time.
Or they traded in games at GameStop.
That's right. And they learned to do that and upgrade their system and do things like that. But we really kind of took ourselves out of that because really we're the ones who have the money to buy those things. And so it's really up to us how much we invest in that. And whether we know it or not, if we're spending, $500 on a game system and hundreds of thousands of dollars on games, we really are telling them that it is important and it's okay. So that would be another little piece I would say is, think about who's buying these games, what they're buying, and why. And even at Christmas, this is the last thing I'm going to say probably, we do 3 things. One thing I want, one thing I need, and one thing I can read. Because for us, we really want to even balance that out.
Right.
So that everything is not about the system, that it's about other things too. In life, you also need some things. And you also should be reading and making that a part of your life. And that's something we got from our friend Cherise that she did for her son when he was younger. And so we just adopted that to make it balanced.
And I know something else we did in addition to that is we have a lot of board games at the house.
A lot.
And so we get involved with the kids with these games and
we'll
with
drop in some
other
pictures.
things.
We can drop in some pictures.
With other things to do.
Right.
We like to work outside, go swimming, but what we try to do was pull them away from the TV or away from the game to engage in Monopoly and
they love it.
Scramble and Connect
Four and
what's the Taboo and all of these things to help tweak their interest in those kind of things versus just stand here on a video game all day. And so it took some involvement on our part to also draw them to something else, like they like fishing, those kind of things. And so that helps helps them develop self-discipline as well, to say, there's other things in life to do other than play video game all day. Let me get involved in some real things that can really develop my mind, utilize those strategies.
And like you said, and have them outside with fresh air and things like that. But I will say, I've known some parents that want the kids to get off games and go outside. But really, if your kids have never really been outside playing, have never explored that, sometimes it can be lonely, especially if they're by themselves. And so sometimes what they're getting out of games is the opportunity to engage with other people, even if those people aren't real people, and even if it's virtual people. And so, like Derek is saying, being part of the fun outside of that game with them, I think is something that captures our kids too. Because when we give them the choice between, playing a video game and let's come play Uno as a family, which they love, they really lean on the side of being together and playing that real life game. And talking and engaging and talking trash, because our kids talk so much trash when they play games because they're so competitive. And so, but that becomes the preference because it's really about being with other people and being stimulated. And we try to provide that for them. But yeah, so we thank you so very much for your question, all the way from New Jersey.
New Jersey.
I love when we have questions from different places, and so I think this is our first New Jersey question. So thank you so much for submitting your questions. Remember, we are always here. We love to answer questions. we've got a couple questions in queue, and we've got some scheduled video sessions for some great friends that we want to bring back. We got some positive feedback from some of the guests that we've had, and so we want to share a few more of our friends so you can kind of check them out and see them and get their opinions, because they come from blended families and in all walks of life. And so please do continue to follow us, share us, and be on the lookout for some guests. And you never know, we may invite you one day to be on our show.
That's right. And we want to say thank you to the Baby Spot Digital Global Parenting Magazine for this opportunity to share these questions and responses with people all over the world. And so y'all stay tuned for more.
That's right.
Peace and happy. Take it easy.